And good morning, everyone. Thank you for joining us here. It is Tuesday, December 29th. I'm Ron Corning. Jenny Anchondo has the week off. Yolanda Williams joining us this week as we continue on with the show. What is a shortened week for us, working through Wednesday, and then a couple of best of shows for New Year's Eve day and New Year's Day. Good morning to you, Yolanda.
Good morning, Ron. Yes, I hope a snow day is upon us on Thursday.
I know after I said yesterday, I thought, looking forward with the weather, that New Year's Eve was looking pretty clear. It had been in the forecast up to that point that I said it, of course.
Yes.
And then they started to show that there might be some snow coming our way. Speaking of which, yesterday we had the flamethrower in his wife's, it looked like his wife's bathrobe, trying to clean off his driveway completely over our heads, Yolanda. That was a reference to Christmas Vacation.
Oh, wow.
And Randy Quaid's character. And we completely...
We did.
You're the movie aficionado. You're the actress extraordinaire.
You know what? I was part-time yesterday.
You missed that movie reference?
Yeah, I did. I was part-time yesterday.
You were part-time.
I missed it.
That's what I tell people. Are you going to be on today?
Well,
I'll be there. Can't guarantee I'll be on.
Yeah.
But in any case, that was something that we missed. We'll be better today. We promise we'll try a little harder. In terms of what's happening nationwide, this is a big story, but Texas is going to be probably a model for how this vaccine is rolled out to healthcare facilities, particularly those nursing home facilities where the elderly are most vulnerable. They are going to be inoculating. CVS and Walgreens are two private pharmacies that the government has inked an agreement with, and the pharmacy chain CVS in particular here will inoculate more than 275,000 patients in more than 2,000 nursing and assisted living facilities in Texas as part of this program. Let's take a listen to what the chief medical officer for CVS Health had to say.
Do is send teams in. They'll have full protective equipment, so-called PPE, and have the vaccines with them and go in and vaccinate all the people who work in the long-term care facilities, as well as all the people who have consented to have the vaccinations who are patients there.
CVS Healthcare.
And Yolanda, that's an important part of this, mobilizing everybody and anyone who can add to the infrastructure needed to make sure that these vaccines are delivered in a way that is timely and effective. And this is a good way to do it with pharmacies that are already located everywhere.
Absolutely. And you know, one of the things I thought about is, you know, it's always best to go to the people who need it. There's no reason for them to come out. It's already a risk involved, so go to them. You know, if my mom was still living, I can't imagine her having to go through something like this at a time such as this. It's crazy, and you are concerned for the elderly and the older people in your family. I would just be up in arms about the whole situation.
Yeah, when you entrust your loved one to the care of a nursing home facility, and they were hit with this unexpectedly in a lot of ways, as everybody was, but making sure in the future that our most vulnerable are not stricken first and worst really by this is what's happened with our elderly population, already marginalized in some ways, and in some facilities getting just minimum care as it is. Also, we're keeping a close eye on those checks that are coming your way now that that bill has been signed by the president and not vetoed. It came much later than some had hoped, and after there was a bit of a stalemate. Now comes another turn in this, and that is this idea of increasing the amount from $600 to $2,000. It has passed the House. It goes to a vote in the Senate, and Raquel Martin is with our Nexstar DC bureau. She's been tracking this very closely and is here to kind of bring us up to date on where things stand. So let's start with this, Raquel, if we can, and that is the $600 checks could be going out, and some people could receive them as early as when, do we think?
Well, the Treasury Secretary said last week, before the president kind of delayed this process, that they could be out within a week. We know that he signed it 5 days later, so it just sets us back another 5 days. It looks like the Treasury Department could be sending out those $600 checks as early as next week now.
So what happens with this vote now that's just passed the House to increase it to $2,000? It now goes to the Senate. We know the president has said that he approves of that $2,000 because he was pushing for it last week, and in fact at one point appeared as if he wouldn't accept this package unless it was $2,000. So what happens next in terms of where this vote is expected to go? And secondly, will that just be an increase, another check of $1,400 that will follow?
Well, this all falls into Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's hands. It's really going to be left up to Republicans. We know that Democrats said that they will unanimously support this plan in the Senate, and we're just waiting to see if enough Republicans will join them in this effort. Now, Democrats said they will try and pressure Republicans to bring this up to a vote because Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell will be the deciding factor if it even comes to a vote. And just moments ago, we saw two senators out of Georgia that are running for re-election. They're in a tough runoff race. They are now backing the plan. So just 8 Republicans need to join Democrats at this point.
And so the buzz there, because leading up to most of these votes, people have a general sense of how it will go. What are the thoughts of pundits and so forth on Capitol Hill? Do they think this will go through?
It's really up in the air. There's so much politics that's in place right now because of those Georgia runoffs. We know that these two runoffs will actually decide the fate of the Senate next Congress, which starts just next week, and will decide if President-elect Biden will be able to get through his agenda. So a lot of pressure on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. This is going to be a tough decision for him to make. Will there be enough Republicans who will join Democrats? We know Republicans have been wary of spending more than $1 trillion on a stimulus package. Right now, they are right under that threshold. We know if they add these $2,000 checks, it will add more than $64 billion to that overall package.
But then you can argue that that infusion of cash might shore us up until this vaccine can be widely distributed and we can get on the other side of this pandemic. Raquel, thank you for joining us. Raquel Martins with our D.C. Bureau. We appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, you bet. And meantime, some other news coming out of DFW, and that is that American Airlines will be the first to take flight with the grounded Boeing 737 MAX jet. That's been grounded now for 2 solid years. So we've been seeing Boeing as a company affected by this, some confidence in the company as well. And American to be the first to put this plane back in the air may build confidence both in the plane and in the company as well. Boeing, I haven't checked to see how they're faring with this news this morning. With their stock was down and then came up on news that they were going to be getting this back in order. We know American's a very important part of our economy here, Yolanda, and Boeing also used to be, well, it's based in Seattle, assumed McDonnell Douglas back in the 90s as a large manufacturer in this country and also employs a lot of people.
Yes, they do. And this is one of those things where I'm going to have to wait. Your
feeling in terms of your level of confidence in flying this, being on this plane. Do you do that when you book a flight? Do you check to see? I mean, do you know the difference between planes? Now,
a lot of people don't know this. I used to work for American Airlines. I used to book domestic flights through AAdvantage as well as just.
You almost used your. Booking voice.
My booking voice. And
those of you at home who may not know this,
yes,
you're flying American Airlines.
Exactly. And people used to ask us, hey, what type of equipment am I flying on? They would ask that question. And there was a feature in our software, when you're working, because I was a home-based reservationist, and people would ask us to look up that information. They were curious. They wanted to know.
And because some people really do know configurations on planes, which planes have the seats they like, the features they like, and in this case, people are discerning and learning more. In some cases, about the safety.
They knew the floor plan better than we did. They knew. Different people will book a flight according to where the exit rows are. That's just one of the things. But there were many features. So.
And then there were always surprises. You get there and it's not. They change your plane out at the last minute. So Dolly Parton revealed. We love us some Dolly.
I love Dolly.
There's been Dolly news every week, week after week. This is our Dolly update on the Today Show. She said she keeps her Christmas decorations up until her birthday, which is January 19th. And so that got us wondering around here, what about all of you? Is there a particular date in which you're done with Christmas? For us in our house, it was you kept it up until New Year's Day, and the day after that, the decorations came down. So that's our Morning After Express question. You can sound off on that on our social media pages and join the conversation. I think the question's popping up. Well, I just said it. How long do you keep your Christmas decorations up?
Exactly. How long do you keep yours up?
Considering I've never put them up.
So you can't answer that question.
It's a moot question. No, if I were to put Christmas decorations up, probably would follow the family tradition, which is put them up the day after Thanksgiving and take them down the day after New Year's.
And you know what, that's always my goal, the day after Thanksgiving, but I didn't make it this year. So I just kind of fine-tuned them the day before Christmas Eve, and hey, they'll be up to Mardi Gras as far as I'm concerned.
That's a date in which you can also say the tree still, and then it could go on. You could have just a seasonal tree. I know people who do that. They keep a tree up and decorate it every month. All right, well, we've got some good fun here for you this morning, as always. Take a listen. That was the reaction of Sergeant Samora Church when she saw her son, Private Dave Oliver, for the first time since he left for basic training in July. And these are scenes, there are some things that I get tired of, like engagements on television, the surprise engagements. Never do I tire of these moments, these reunions, because when you send your loved ones off, even if it's during peacetime, you never know what conflict will arise at some place in the world and if your loved one will be dispatched.
And you know, this is a beautiful moment for her. I mean, what a great Christmas present.
Yes.
That's the best. You can't top that at all.
In a year where there's been so much that's happened that we look upon so negatively, it's like, okay, a positive moment.
I love
Very
the
nice.
scream.
Yeah, and the scream. At first you're like, are you scared or happy? Well, when we come back in just a moment, morning after, continuing here, we have this for you. Talking about, again, the vaccine and what it will mean in your workplace. What exactly are the steps that will be taken in your workplace? We'll talk about that when we come back.
On the next Cameron Hall, what it was like to be trapped in the middle of a wildfire.
There's fire on all sides, all around us.
Plus, TV host Jeannie Mai on Finding New Love next Cameron Hall.
Tomorrow at 9 on CW33.
Mandy's a hit at the Hoedown.
What are you dressed as?
Oh, fun girl.
E-I-E, know.
On the next Last Man Standing.
Tonight at 9 on CW33.
We're a AAA family.
We found out about AAA insurance through a friend who had actually mentioned it a while ago. We ran the numbers and it totally worked.
We looked at the statement for our previous insurer and then AAA insurance. Definitely, we've seen a huge difference.
Switch to insurance through AAA Texas today, and you could save an average of $537 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids and spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to insurance through AAA Texas, call 877-413-2797 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Texas, helping you save more.
If 2020 was a couch, if 2020 was a floor, if 2020 was your washer, say good riddance to 2020 and upgrade to new appliances. Redefine laundry in half the space with a new LG Wash Tower bundle. Get up to a $250 bonus with qualifying LG bundles. Plus, get free delivery and basic setup on all qualifying appliance purchases with 24-month financing. Good riddance 2020. Hello, fresh deals on LG appliances. Now at Nebraska Furniture Mart.
When Dorian Finney-Smith goes in for the winning shot, he needs his teammates to clear the way. They're the real heroes, on the court and off the court. They make it happen. If you've been hit and hurt in a car wreck, you need the GOAT of car wreck lawyers. You need a hero, someone who can get you the money that you need and deserve. Ben Abbott, when you need a hero.
Ben Abbott and Associates. Don't let an accident wreck your life.
Welcome back to Morning After, everyone. It is 10:15 here on this Tuesday morning, and we've been tracking the rollout of the COVID-19 vaccine to first responders. We've seen many a photo and video of doctors and nurses and other healthcare workers getting the vaccine. We've talked about the elderly receiving it next in nursing home facilities all across Texas and across the country. Quentin Brogdon is a Dallas attorney, and he's been attached to the COVID-19 pandemic in a number of ways. as it relates to the law, and we're talking to him this morning about what the legal fallout could be or what the legal guidance is on getting the vaccine in the workplace. Quentin, thank you for joining us.
Good morning. Thanks for having me on.
You bet. Let me ask you, can an employer make it a condition of your employment that you get the vaccine?
Probably employers can now do that. Under the federal and state regulations, employers have a duty to provide safe workplaces for their employees, and that includes keeping them safe from COVID, particularly if those employees work in high-risk environments, hospitals, nursing homes. Employers can and probably should require their employees to be vaccinated. It gets a little trickier if you're in a white-collar job, not necessarily exposed to the public, but even in those circumstances, based on some federal guidance from the EEOC, the Equal Employment Opportunity Commission, within the past week, employers can require those employees to be vaccinated.
What about, particularly among those who have religious beliefs, that they can make a case based on those religious beliefs that they shouldn't get the vaccine or can't get the vaccine, both religious and medical reasons? I understand there are carve-outs for that, but how much of a gray area is that? Can an employer hold you to account to prove the medical condition or prove the religious belief, and how do you do that?
Well, the EEOC clarified, and it already was the law, that if you're requiring an employee to do something such as get a vaccination, you need to accommodate sincerely held religious beliefs under a law called Title VII, a federal law, and also disabilities under the Americans with Disabilities Act. That could be an immune disorder where you're more susceptible to adverse reactions to the vaccine. So employers in those circumstances need to make reasonable accommodations, and that might involve letting an employee work from home, for example. And economic hardship in and of itself on the employer is not going to be a basis to absolve the employer of having to make reasonable accommodations.
I'm curious to know if you are anticipating some legal fallout from this, that you will get a phone call from an employee who says, I was let go because I wouldn't get the vaccine, or conversely from an employer who says, I've got an employee suing me because I made them take the vaccine.
My advice to employers first is, whenever possible, make this voluntary. Try to incentivize your employees to get the vaccine. If you're going to make it mandatory, do not administer the vaccine yourself, because you can run afoul of some federal regulations and laws if you do that. Have it done, have the employee go do it by their physician or at a pharmacy, something such as that. And don't administer the pre-screening questions yourself. If you're an employee and you have legitimate concerns, sincerely held religious beliefs or otherwise, it is good to raise those with your employer on a timely basis and try to work together and see if there's an accommodation that can be arrived at, perhaps working from home, for example, if that can be done in your job. It's always better in these circumstances to try to do things by agreement. Anybody can file a lawsuit. Part of my job all day, every day, some of your listeners will be surprised to hear, is telling more than 9 out of 10 people who approach me about possible legal cases is, I'm sorry, I just can't help you on this. You don't have a valid legal claim, in my opinion.
Yeah, for every case we hear about, there were so many others that just simply didn't have any legal standing. Before we let you go, I want to ask you about Maurice Dotson's family. I know you represented them after Maurice's death back in April of COVID-19. He worked as a nurse's aide at West Oaks Nursing and Rehabilitation Center in Austin. The family had alleged that the nursing home simply waited too long to provide PPE. Do you think we have learned from this pandemic, not just from your cases or by legal action that was taken, but in general, have we learned how to better take care of our frontline workers should we be hit, God forbid, with another pandemic?
We ask our frontline workers at great risk to themselves and to their families to take care of our loved ones. Many of us have loved ones who are in nursing homes, assisted living centers, and we need to make sure that they're taken care of. And when they're not taken care of, we need to hold those facilities accountable. The idea that this pandemic is completely unforeseen and something that just came out of the blue is just not true. We've known about respiratory diseases wreaking havoc in nursing homes and assisted living homes and centers for a very long time. So the standard hasn't changed. It's just this pandemic has swamped some of those low-sitting boats in the water, and they need to be held accountable. The answer is not immunity for those facilities. The answer is to let a judge and a jury weigh in on their accountability.
Yeah, point well made there. Thank you very much. Appreciate it, Quentin. Quentin Brogdon, a Dallas attorney, speaking to the legal issues you may face in the workplace. And if you have a legal question or a possible case, you can reach out to Quentin. There is his information on your screen. Well, when we come back, we are taking a turn here, a lifestyle segment as the New Year's Day approaches, and the popularity of the charcuterie board. Did I say that correctly? Charcuterie. Yeah, we're going to talk about that when we come back, how you can do it yourself at home with a little inspiration from an expert. Stay with us.
Got really scary.
What cult mom Lori Vallow's in-laws reveal about the murders of her kids. Daily Mail TV.
Today at 11 on CW33.
Time to get up, sweetie.
Most people might not think much about all the little things you do every day. But for me, just being able to do those little things is the best part of my day. Ready, Mom? It hasn't been easy, but sometimes the hardest things in life have the best rewards. And it's all because of my amazing friends at the Shriners Hospitals for Children and people like you who support them every month. When you call the number on your screen and just give $19 a month, you'll be helping other kids like me do the amazing things that make up the best part of our day. Because Shriners Hospital is more than just a hospital. It's when my back is better, where my legs get stronger, where I get to be a kid, where it's the best part of my day.
With your gift of just $19 a month, only 63 cents a day, we'll send you this adorable Love to the Rescue blanket as a thank you.
Please, go online to loveshriners.org right now, on your phone or computer, to send your love to the rescue today. Will you send your love to the rescue today? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for giving. Because at Shriners Hospitals for Children, going to the hospital is like going to see family. It really is the best part of my day.
Did you know Shriners Hospitals for Children helps kids from Texas? Please, call or go online right now to give. If operators are busy, please wait patiently or go to loveshriners.org.
Welcome back to Morning After, everyone. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ron Corning along with Yolanda Williams. Jenny Anchondo has the week off. Do you have your charcuterie board, Yolanda?
Do. Yes, I do.
You do? You have it
Oh, it's beautiful. Look at that.
Like a Barker's
Look at all the
Beauty
colors. I know, right?
all the colors.
Oh, I love it. It's great.
Yeah, and so you've seen the popularity in the charcuterie board over the last few years. It seems like everyone, you go to a house party and everyone's trying to outdo the other with what their board looks like. Well, how about Ya Yum boards? This is what this is. Aisha Patel is the founder of the company out of Grapevine, and she's joining us now live this morning. Hey, Aisha.
Hey, how are you guys?
Good. How are you doing? How's business?
It's great. Right now is a really good time for us.
Yeah, I would think these personal, is it charcuterie or charcuterie, or is it either or?
Whatever you want, but it's actually pronounced charcuterie, like
charcuterie.
Charcuterie.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, learning to spell it is a whole other thing.
Oh,
Trust me,
my
I was trying to
goodness.
Google it. I'm like, how do you spell that?
People butcher it a lot.
They butcher it a lot, no pun intended. So we've got lots, speaking of which, lots of meats and cheeses on your board. Let's talk about how you were inspired. Did you feel the rise in popularity of the charcuterie board, or were you sort of part of that wave? Were you riding that wave when it reached popularity?
Yeah, so when we started, it was that was before all these businesses opened. And so we started July of 2019. So that was kind of right before all these charcuterie boards went full blown out. So we were kind of just riding with it, and they blew in popularity over then.
Yeah, and what are you seeing? What are some of the trends? And give us some ideas of what people can do at home.
Basically, my best tips is to always do a variety of different things. So different textures and different colors, that's what makes it really intricate. So whenever I look at my cheese boards, I kind of see them as a collage of different items. So you want to do things with maybe a soft cheese, a hard cheese, and just a bunch of different colors.
So tell us about your new location in downtown Grapevine and how you've managed. So you were ahead of the curve a little bit with the popularity of this kind of cuisine. And then along comes the pandemic. How have you weathered that this year?
So obviously we weren't expecting that. With the grazing table business, we kind of focus on doing massive cheese boards that are like 12 feet long. So to accommodate to the pandemic, we've done the personal size boards, which is what you guys have. And we also do things like charcuterie cones and charcuterie boats. So they're all individual size. And right now we're focusing on doing virtual workshops too. So it's a really good opportunity to get people together virtually. And I show them the tips and tricks on how to make a cheese board.
All right, Yolanda, had you heard that term before, the grazing table?
No, let me tell you, that was the first time I heard of it yesterday. Aisha, I have a question. You got to tell me, what are some of the things I'm looking at on here? Because I'm really curious about, I don't know if you can see it. It's purple right here on the corner. What is that?
So that's a really popular cheese. It's called blueberry vanilla goat cheese.
Wow.
The best part about a cheese board is finding the different combinations that go really well together on one. So with that cheese, I would recommend some of that, it's like a sea salt dark chocolate and a cracker with some honey. That's a really great combination. And then two of the other cheese on there is, so if you guys are fans of blue cheese, the Grand Noir blue cheese with the dark chocolate and honey would be really good. And then my ultimate favorite combination on the board is the Hatch chili cheddar, which is in the middle, and the cornichons, so like the mini pickle, and the spicy red meat, so pressata and a cracker with honey.
I see that. That's awesome.
So there really are no rules. Like you're saying, take the sweet, take the chocolate, put it with cheese, put a little honey. Like, try it, and you don't know what sort of flavor profile you'll get, right?
The combinations are honestly endless. You can put things together like cheese and chocolate. You really wouldn't think those go together, but they actually go together really well.
Yeah, they really do. So, well, congratulations on all your success, Aisha.
Thank you, Aisha. That's me crunching, girl.
Oh, you're welcome.
This is breakfast.
Yeah, it's breakfast for both of us. Yeah, thank you for providing us such, never too early for breakfast.
That's right.
Or too late, I should say. All right, thank you, Aisha. And we have her information here as well. You can check out her social media pages. You can also check out their website, their hours of operation in Grapevine. And it really is a great gift. And they're giving away some of their trade secrets, how to mix it up and do it yourself. All right, when we come back, snakes in the massage parlor. I don't know how we're feeling about this one. Is this a new trend? Well, will we get on board with this one? We're going to send Yolanda out for a massage.
Oh, no, I don't need one. Thank you.
We'll be back with more on that when we return in a moment.
Enter the 2.5 Men Win Charlie's Money sweepstakes for a chance to win $5,000.
That was easy money. Today at 5 on CW33.
On the next Mom, has Bonnie's romance finally gone to the dogs?
Please, don't you want your blood pressure regulated?
Well, in a perfect world, I'd rather be licking my balls.
Next Mom.
Today at 5:30 on CW33.
Most car wrecks happen close to home, so be careful, even if you're just headed to the grocery store or pharmacy. If you are injured, Accident and Injury Chiropractic is here to diagnose and treat your pain. Don't wait. Call us today at 214-946-PAIN.
I drive an 18-wheeler. I had a flat, and I pulled over, and I got hit by another 18-wheeler. I hurt my neck, hurt my back. I was out of work for like 2 weeks. I was concerned about me going back to work because my family depends on me. After that, I called Jim Adler. They helped me out. Really got me everything I needed to get my life back together, paid all my bills off, and I didn't have to worry about nobody taking advantage of me. Couldn't have done it without Jim Adler.
I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer, and you can count on me to fight for you.
214 or 817-320-1111.
Take control of your life.
Now is the time. Concord is ready to help you find a path to a better future.
I actually worked valet parking cars, and I quickly realized that that was not going to pay for formula and diapers. What really attracted me to Concord was all the different programs that they offered.
Through Concord's blend of online and safe hands-on training, we'll help you prepare for a career in healthcare. You deserve a fresh start in 2021, and Concord is ready to support you through it all.
Concord gave me that leg up.
When we switched, we saved over $450 with AAA auto insurance.
When I switched to AAA insurance and bundled my home and auto policy, I was able to save $571. Amazing. I was very happy.
Switch to insurance through AAA Texas today, and you could save an average of $537 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
The savings that I get from AAA insurance allows me to spend more time with my sister and my nephew, and that makes me very happy. I just wish I would have switched sooner.
The money we've been able to save from our AAA insurance, we're able to put that money back into our food truck and our flavors and put it back into our business. There's nothing more American than barbecue and AAA.
To find out how much you could save by switching to insurance through AAA Texas, call 866-490-0584 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Texas, helping you save more.
Thousands of Texas car wreck victims have chosen the Real Accident and Injury because we'll pick you up, thoroughly evaluate you, and treat your injuries. If you're in pain from a car wreck, find the Real Accident and Injury now at accidentandinjury.com.
All right, we're back with you here on Morning After. It is Tuesday morning, 10:30. I'm Ron Corning along with Yolanda Williams. We have Jenny Anchondo, who's maybe she's at home watching. Hey, Jenny. If
Hey,
you're watching.
Jenny.
Or she's taking a break from us and a break from life, unplugging, as I was able to do last week. It was nice to get away for a little bit and relax. And another way to relax, Yolanda, might be this. Manny on our crew said, first it was goats and yoga, and now it's massage and snakes. You should know that this is a small spa in Cairo, so when you're traveling again, put this on your bucket list. It's a 30-minute session. They rub oil all over you, and then they introduce a combination of, here's a bright spot in all of this, these are non-venomous snakes. So you're able to know that the snake on your back is not venomous.
That's not enough for me,
Unlike
Ron.
some of the newsrooms I've worked in.
Okay. No, Ron. I mean, I don't care if they're saying that that's not enough for me. No.
No, that didn't work for you?
I'm going to do like my niece. No. Mm-mm.
No.
Three
So,
no's.
We're not doing that.
No, black girls doing that.
There is a bandwagon that we can jump on, and that is lining up to say goodbye and good riddance to 2020. We want to show you what's happening. Enough of the snakes already, Ariane. Let's take you to Times Square and show you what's happening there. So they found a big old 2020 piñata, and everybody gets to beat it.
Wow.
And you can see that, that New York is number one, they're trying to tell you there, Yolanda. You see what's going on there?
Oh, yes. I finally did see it. It took me a minute, yes.
Took me a second there, too.
Was there candy inside of that piñata? I couldn't tell.
Who knows? It's 2020. Probably not. Turds fell out.
Oh, gosh.
I mean, wrapped like candy, though, so
right?
it fools you.
Oh, my goodness.
So you think you're getting a candy. No, I mean, we can all just admit 2020 has gone down in the books for me as probably one of the worst years ever.
Let me tell you, a year of lessons learned, that's for sure.
I mean, we can count our blessings. That's all great and fine. But we have to acknowledge this was a show.
But you know what? Unforgettable. I learned so many lessons. And
what was the number one lesson you learned? Not that number one.
You know what? There can be miracles in the middle of a pandemic.
Yes, there can be bright spots.
Oh, wow. And there were a lot of bright spots for me. Just when I thought, everything was just coming to a halt, the clouds would open up and I'd get a phone call or I'd get a text or, someone reaching out to help. So that was the bright spot for me in 2020. I had many.
I did find myself reconnecting with people that I'd grown apart from for no other reason than you just live in other cities. Life gets ahead of you. Like when Heather Cabot came on the show, my former colleague from ABC back in the day, reconnecting with her. and she was able to bring a book to production because she had the time to do it.
That's right.
And sort of work on some of those things that she'd put off. So yes, there are some good times happening with 2020, but also you can say good riddance however you want by giving it the finger if you'd like. All right, here in Dallas, Reunion Tower and Hunt Realty Investments are collaborating to bring New Year's to life for the 5th year in a row. They're going to have a 10-minute show featuring imaginative pyrotechnic and LED lighting effects. You can also watch on NBC5 as well. We have partnered with them to bring you coverage on Channel 5 that night of New Year's Eve, so that should be a lot of fun if you're not able to get out there. Of course, there won't be large crowds and so forth, which is no surprise. All right, let's talk about this. Health and wellness website 24/7 Tempo has a list of cities where people live the longest. So they teamed up with the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation and the University of Wisconsin. Here's the list. The number 5 city where people live the longest is Boulder, Colorado.
Really?
Maybe it's related to the fact that it's such a natural environment. People are exercising a lot, hiking. In a dietary way, I think they're just more health conscious in Boulder.
I would have never thought that.
Lots of granola.
A lot of fresh air.
Hawaii. This is which island is this? Please don't let me butcher this. Kahulu?
How do you spell that? Kahulu?
I don't know. Okay. No one's helping me in the booth either. San Francisco, California is the 3rd city where people live the longest. I don't know to what they attribute that in San Francisco. Again, it's California, maybe a little healthier lifestyle. San Jose is a city unto itself, but it's part of the same market. It would be the equivalent of Fort Worth is to Dallas.
Yes.
What San Jose is to San Francisco. And Naples, Florida, the number 1 place where people live the longest. There's an older population in general in Naples, Florida of retirees.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I don't know if that's factoring into it. And a lot of people who move there, just live a healthier lifestyle, I think.
Florida in general,
I would think, right?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where we are on that list. Do we know where we are on that list, Matthew?
Make the list,
All right, we're not on the list. We fell right off that list.
Well, we need to move if we're not on the list.
I've lived in some place. I tell people I spent 10 years one year in West Virginia. So my first year of my career felt like a very long year for a variety of reasons, not the least of which I was broke. All right, so we're talking about, we've introduced the charcuterie board. How about a warm drink? How about a hot toddy? This will warm you up for the holidays leading into New Year's. Take a look.
Mixie is a way to make craft mixology easier. So all you do is you take our kit and you add 12 ounces of your favorite alcohol, let it sit for about 2 to 3 days, and then you have 8 servings of an infusion that you can enjoy on its own or use to make drinks with. So I had the idea for Mixie because my husband and I would love trying craft cocktails at restaurants and on the weekends, and we never really made them at home. And I was really inspired by some restaurants in the area that were doing infused cocktails. Those were always ones on the menu that I wanted to try. And just on a whim, bought a dehydrator and started slicing fruit in our apartment and playing around with recipes. And I shared them with friends and family, and they were so encouraging and thought it was a really great idea. And so I just kept going and decided to sell them at a market, and it's been such an amazing success since then. All right, so this is our new flavor called Joy, and I'm gonna show you how to use it to make a hot toddy today. So I've already infused it with 12 ounces of bourbon and let it sit in the fridge for about 2 to 3 days. And then here I've just strained it out and poured it in a separate container. So what you're going to do to make your hot toddy is you'll add a half a cup of hot water. So I already had that boiling, and then you'll add 2 teaspoons of honey. You can add 1 or 2 teaspoons depending on how sweet you want it, because the infusion does have sugar in it. So it's about 4 grams of sugar per serving. And then you'll add 2 teaspoons of lemon, and then stir it up and really mix in that honey. So the goal with Mixie is for the cocktails to be approachable and fun. So maybe you've tried a spicy margarita before at a restaurant, but you've never made one at home. And so that's why we have 2 kind of spicy infusion kits. And then some of our other flavors are lemon pear lavender. And we also have a strawberry hibiscus. So really approachable but fun flavors that maybe you wouldn't try at home normally, but now you have a great kit to try something new. And then finally, of course, you'll add your Joy Infusion. So I'm gonna add 2 ounces and then just garnish it with a little lemon round. There you go. Mixie is definitely something for your virtual gathering or your social distance gathering, and people love infusing and getting to choose what alcohol to pour in the kit, and then you feel like a mixologist once it's infused, and really all you have to do for a great drink is maybe add a splash of club soda or lime. Your guests will definitely be impressed by the flavor and very minimal effort that you had to put into it.
All right, I hope Aisha Patel from Yaya Yum Boards is watching Meredith from Mixie, because the two of them together could have quite a collaboration. Don't you think, Yolanda, we could become matchmakers here?
You know what? That's a good idea.
Business matchmakers, the charcuterie board delivered with the Mixie drink.
Well, you got to have something to wash it down.
Yeah, well, of course you do. And you need balloons to celebrate as well. We have that and other ideas. Jen Munoz joining us when we come back in just a moment with some great New Year's Eve celebration tips and ideas. You've already got your charcuterie board, you got your alcohol. Now we're going to decorate. We'll be back right after this.
I'm unconscious! Next time on The Goldbergs.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
Hello?
I think we fell asleep on the phone.
So much long distance charges!
Hang up.
No, you hang up.
No, you hang up.
Today at 4 on CW33.
Time to be powerful.
Batwoman, season premiere January 17th on CW33.
Take control of your life. Now is the time. Concord is ready to help you find a path to a better future.
I actually worked valet parking cars, and I quickly realized that that was not going to pay for formula and diapers. What really attracted me to Concord was all the different programs that they offered.
Through Concord's blend of online and safe hands-on training, we'll help you prepare for a career in healthcare. You deserve a fresh start in 2021, and Concord is ready to support you through it all.
Concord gave me that leg up.
You're more than just a number. That's why Cigna Medicare Advantage plans treat you like a whole person, body and mind. And with the challenges of the coronavirus, that's more important than ever. Find out how a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan can help you. With Cigna, you pay no primary doctor copay. You can also see a doctor from the safety of your home with telehealth visits. And don't be surprised if we call just to check in and make sure you're okay. Plus, you can use our free online COVID-19 symptom checker anytime with no obligation. Get the right coverage for these times with a Cigna Medicare Advantage plan. Call 1-877-248-2577. That's 1-877-248-2577. Or go to CignaMedicare.com.
If you were going to draft a player for your team, you'd want a player who's focused and disciplined. You'd want a player who can make it rain and win the game without going into overtime. Someone whose goal is to score. Someone who won't get blocked by insurance companies who don't want to pay you a dime. You'd want Ben Abbott, your hero.
Ben Abbott and Associates. Don't let an accident wreck your life.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Morning After, and it is finally time to say forget you, 2020. We are done. The clock is winding down to the last day of this tremendous year, and lifestyle and fashion expert Jen Munoz is here to help us celebrate in a big way. Even though we may not be in a big crowd, we can still celebrate in a big way. Jen, good morning.
Good morning. You can make it look like or feel like you're in a big crowd, right?
Right, exactly. What are some of your favorite decorating tips?
Yeah, so I think the first is when we think of New Year's Eve, we think of all that glitz and glam, right? All the black and gold and silver and kind of bringing in the new year. So gold foil balloons are a really great way to kind of add a pop of fun. So I know you guys have got some there and I've got some here. There's stars, there's champagne bottles, there's all kinds of really fun things. You can also do, like you said, the big 2021 as we bring in the new year. And then of course you do not want to forget all your wearables. So we've got hats, glasses, the whole works that you can put on and be festive as you ring in the new year with like a photo booth or something like that, which is all really fun.
You also, but my horn doesn't work. My horn.
You have to blow really hard, Ron.
I look like that old man on top of a mountain trying to blow into a
I swear.
Ricola.
All right, Jen. So in terms of virtual events, what do you recommend we do for virtual stuff?
You know, everybody's doing a lot of things via Zoom or Skype or whatever your preferred platform is. So there are a ton of great backdrops that you can set up. So you can kind of make that Times Square scene setter. Like I've got one behind me. There's also amazing like confetti cannons that you can use and kind of add a pop of color to your call with whoever you're doing. And then Party City has some great games. There's one that's a little more on the adult side. It's talking tables, so you shout out sort of explicit things. And then there's one that is a little more for anyone in the family. It's the Who Am I Party Hats game, which you've played, I'm sure, where you put the little party hat on and then everybody else tries to guess. You try to guess who you are, I guess, is the goal. And then they make cleanup really easy as well, whether you're in person or you're doing something at your house and virtual. They've got a lot of great like little the little pop-up garbage bags and things like that. And then you can be ready for brunch the morning after, because we know that's the most important thing, right?
And don't you, and you make a point too that at that brunch on New Year's Day, like use it as an opportunity maybe to do something substantive, talk about what you were thankful for and set new goals and what are resolutions. Do we ever stick to the resolutions? Oh, that'll be the story next week about how we're not sticking to our resolutions.
You know what? Maybe 2 weeks from now, the gym resolution will go away, right? But yes, on the morning after, you know, you're having brunch, Party City's got some really great, they're game kits. So you could do them the night before, but I think the morning after is an appropriate time to be sitting, having your glass of, you know, mimosa and really talking, like you said, about what you want to do for 2021. And they have all kinds of little prompts basically that are telling you what your goals are, what you want to accomplish, what you're thankful for. You guys look so festive. I feel like I need to put my glasses on.
So get out your New Year's Day workbook and start writing down, and they'll help you workshop your goals for 2021.
100%.
Jen, thank you so much for these tips. We appreciate it. Jen Munoz, you can check her out as well. We've got all of her information there for you on Instagram and her social media platforms. There it is. And you can go to thepressretriever.com for more information as well.
I say we go outside looking just like this.
You look great, Yolanda.
You do too, baby. Never look better.
And our horns are working. Yay! Things are looking up already. We'll be back after this with your feedback from our Morning After Express question of the day and one and done. Stay with us.
It got really scary.
What cult mom Lori Vallo's in-laws reveal about the murders of her kids. Daily Mail TV.
Today at 11 on CW33.
Take action. Badly injured by a dangerous driver? Don't let the greedy insurance company play games. I don't permit low pay, slow pay, or no pay. My client injured his neck and needed surgery. I got him what was right, $823,000 in his pocket. I'm Jim Adler, the Texas Hammer. I hammer the insurance company for you. Don't you take it sitting down.
Call now, 214 or 817-320-1111.
I'm waiting.
Colgate Optic White Renewal removes 10 years of yellow stains. That's like all the way back to 2010.
Their jeans, their leggings, their jeggings.
Whoa. Remove 10 years of yellow stains with Colgate Optic White Renewal.
We're a AAA family.
We found out about AAA insurance through a friend who had actually mentioned it a while ago. We ran the numbers and it totally worked.
We looked at the statement for our previous insurer and then AAA insurance. Definitely, we've seen a huge difference.
Switch to insurance through AAA Texas today, and you could save an average of $537 on auto insurance. Compare that to State Farm, Geico, even Allstate. Call now for your free auto insurance quote to find out how much you could save.
By switching over to AAA insurance, we saved over $450. So with our savings, he bought more equipment.
More money means more practice equipment.
In his world.
Why didn't we do this earlier? Why did it take so long?
We're a AAA family now.
AAA insurance allows us to do so much more with our kids and spend more time with them.
To find out how much you could save by switching to insurance through AAA Texas, call 877-413-2797 for your free auto insurance quote today. AAA Texas, helping you save more.
Phoebe's on the fence. New boyfriend?
Phoebe,
Or ex-boyfriend?
I keep thinking about Mike.
Who will she choose?
I love Mike. David!
Next Friends.
Tonight at 11 on CW33.
All right, we're back here with you on Morning After, getting ready to wrap things up on this Tuesday morning leading into the New Year's Eve holiday. How about this, Yolanda? In Bogota, Colombia, we hear these stories from time to time. This exotic creation.
Wow. Look at that.
Is wrapped in 24 karat gold. It's edible. I don't know how I would feel about that.
Oh my goodness, that's just a waste of money, don't you think?
How much do you think? It looks like a burger wrapped in tinfoil, but it's...
it does look like that.
It's a brioche bun, double beef patties, caramelized bacon, crispy onion, double cheese. It is $60 US.
For a hamburger?
For a hamburger, to have the experience of eating this 24 karat gold. So a bit of a gimmick maybe, but I guess if you're traveling, I don't know who's traveling to Colombia now in the middle of the pandemic, but I'm sure tourism is down there as well. They're selling this for $60. Now, I did splurge one time in New York City. You may remember this story of the $50 burger. I think it was $50. And it was at DB Modern, that's Daniel Boulud, who has Bar Boulud and another famous restaurant in New York. And it was $50, and it was Wagyu beef and foie gras, which I'm not into that really at all, but I had the experience.
And you have to move your face like that when you say it too. There you go.
And your charcuterie.
Yes.
Foie gras and charcuterie. And it was braised short ribs stuffed inside with the foie gras. It was pretty amazing. And it's one of those things, I guess, if you're traveling and you hear about these things, or you're in New York, you just want to have it once,
yes,
you splurge.
And when you're in New York, that's what you do.
You splurge.
Yes.
A little bit.
But how much was that burger? $60 for that burger?
$60. And it's the 24 karat gold that you eat.
And no fries, no drink, no nothing.
No fries.
Not even a pie, just the burger.
You think they'd mind if you ordered ketchup? Could I get some Hunt's, please, for this?
No, I would want some Heinz. No Heinz for me.
No, you're a Heinz girl.
I'm a Heinz girl.
How about this? We have our feedback of the day. What were we asking? When do you take down your Christmas decorations was the question.
Yes. When do you take down your Christmas decorations?
Because Dolly keeps hers up until her birthday, January 19th. And if it's good enough for Dolly.
So we really got some good feedback this morning. So Cynthia Thornton says, Epiphany. Wow, that means
What's that mean?
She's going to be there a while is what she's saying. All right, we've got Lilia Moreno. She says, after January 6th. That's when the three kings visit baby Jesus. Good point.
All right.
I like that.
Whatever works for you.
And last but not least, we got Carl L. Murphy. He says, 3 days ago. Oh, my goodness. And then, you know, we've got some more comments up here. Yasmin Allen says New Year's. That seems to be everybody's answer. Carl Royer says New Year's Day. And then Rick Winter says it should be 12 days after Christmas. I know a lot of people that do that.
Why 12 days?
I guess because of the song on the 12th day of Christmas, you know.
But I thought the 12 days led up to Christmas. It's 12 days after.
You know what? That's to be debated.
Is it really?
Yeah, because a lot of people, you know, they say both.
On the first day of Christmas, so the first day of Christmas would be Christmas. On the second day would be the 26th and so on. How about friends and people I see on Facebook and people I know have birthdays around Christmas? I know some people who hate that their birthdays are often eclipsed by Christmas, and other people who like that they're already part of a celebratory season.
Yes. Let me tell you, there are people in my neighborhood who've had their lights up all year long. Is it because they're just lazy and they just don't feel like going up and taking them down?
I think the white lights that outline some of the houses, you and I live in the same neighborhood in that area, I feel like year-round it just kind of illuminates the house. It's kind of a nice look. I don't mind it.
But I'm talking about reindeer, Santa Claus, frosting.
All year round.
All year round. Can we send them a letter or a note or something, put a Post-it on the front door?
You know, I was noticing, too, when I was shopping for a home, newer homes have fixtures that are just permanently built in underneath the eaves, like the lights are there.
Yes.
And you just turn them on during Christmas. So that's not a bad feature, I suppose, if it's hidden up under the eaves and you really can't see it the rest of the year.
That's true. But you know what? That's always my dilemma every year, having to take everything down, pack it up, and put it away. And maybe that's why I do procrastinate and just kind of go, okay, I'll get to it at some point.
There was a time when I lived on a houseboat in Seattle, so small space, and we had a storage unit, and it was to store things like Christmas decorations. And I thought, when it was all said and done, how much money have I spent storing decorations that cost pennies on the dollar? Really, just to put them up for a few weeks a year? But I guess that's the price we pay for the holidays, that and buying all those gifts. All right, our one and done this morning. This is where we take a socially awkward situation and you present it to us. We try to talk about it, maybe come up with an answer, maybe not. Maybe we leave you more confused than when you send us the question. I'm having to work from home. My wife is having a staycation at home and driving me crazy. What is the best way to tell her she needs to calm down while I'm working? I love her, but she's just plain extra right now. She's just plain extra.
She's just plain extra. She's a 24-hour cup of coffee. She needs to go somewhere and have a seat, have several seats.
This is the second day in a row, though, where we've had questions from a spouse about their significant other where they seem to be unable to have just a conversation about it. Like, could you quiet down? I'm trying to work.
And what if they're both watching right now? You know, and somebody gets
separate rooms.
And somebody gets the hint.
The chances that two people in the same household would like this show probably pretty rare.
But you know what? There's a whole lot of people at home right now that probably want you to move around and go to a different area because they're not used to that. You know?
They're saying that home design is changing because these open floor plans are less conducive to having your own space and being able to do your own thing. But again, this is a question that relates to a couple. I don't know how long they've been together, but if you can't say to your husband or your wife, like, quiet down, I'm working, I don't know. What does that say about the relationship?
Well, they won't be together long after this.
Sorry, Garrett. I don't know what to say to you. You just say to somebody, I'm trying to work here.
I need you to move.
And why does she want to have a staycation? That's what she needs to do. She needs to take the week and go to a hotel and have a spa week.
But haven't we been having a staycation all year?
Yeah, and I think the two are blending together, and probably even the smallest of things, right? Like bringing up that you're too noisy is problematic.
Continued.
To be continued. We'll see you back here tomorrow, everyone. Enjoy your Tuesday. Have a good one.